So let me go ahead and sign in into the application. So here I am. So, okay. Good afternoon, Hamad. So I'll go ahead and sign in, and it is going to sign me in into the application. So before we start, where did we stop yesterday? Where did we stop yesterday? We did meal, passport, wheelchair, etc. Good afternoon. We are unable to hear. People Chaitrali says she cannot hear me. Can somebody confirm if I'm audible or not? Just type audible if I'm audible. Chaitrali, can you quickly check at your end? Chaitrali request you to log out and log in quickly. Part. Okay. And after that, we started with the optional elements wherein we learned. Okay. So let me quickly write. Chaitrali, you can just log out and log in the meanwhile. I'll just do a quick recap of what all we covered yesterday. So yesterday we learned PNR creation. Then we learned adding PNR creation with 5 mandatory elements. This is what we learned yesterday. Then we learned about adding optional elements. And under that, we learned mail requests. We learned bassinet. Then we learned about the adding contact details for passenger to be sent to airline. Then we added the meet and assist. Then we added the wheelchair. Then passport, GST. That's it. Did I miss any of these options? Or this is what we learned yesterday? Did I miss any of the things? So we were yet to cover the part of the FFN, that is the frequent flyer number, and we are yet to cover the part related to the seat map, and then we are yet to cover the other service information. So last three, that is these three are pending as of now. Correct? Everybody agrees? And does anybody have any questions on these topics which I have kept it on my screen now? Does anybody have any doubts, any questions on the PNR creation part or adding the optional elements which I have left it on my screen? Anybody has any doubts, any questions in those regards? Chaitrali and Aishwarya and the newbies, did you get time to go through your notes? Kailash, Ashwin, were you able to go through your notes and were you able to relate the training, whatever we covered so far? Good afternoon, Vinny. Yeah, with every airline, it is mandatory, Joyraj. Yes, it is an optional element, but it is also considered as a mandatory because it is very important. You will be getting a warning message when you're trying to save the PNR if you do not add the tax contact details. So it becomes mandatory for each and every PNR, whether it is domestic or whether it is international travel. Yeah, if you are getting that warning, you can still go ahead and save the PNR by using ER. You can still go ahead and create the PNR by typing ER again. So if possible, I will show that to you as well. Okay, so let us go ahead and start the today's session. So I see there are almost 36 participants. Let us go ahead and start. Okay, no worries. So yesterday we created one PNR. Does anybody remember that PNR? Because if I want to add the frequent flyer number, if I want to add the other service information, I want to add the seat selection, I need to retrieve the PNR on my screen. So without PNR retrieval, without learning how do I retrieve the PNR, I cannot add anything or I cannot do anything on that PNR, correct? So does anybody remember yesterday's PNR? So Joyraj gave me the PNR number 2 for the Victory Lima Bravo Bravo. So how to retrieve the PNR? So the basic uh, commands to retrieve the PNR is with the RT command followed by the Amadeus PNR. So for our example, you can go ahead and use RT followed by 2 further Victory Lima Bravo Bravo. Joyraj gave me the PNR number. So 2 further Victory Lima Bravo Bravo is the PNR. What if we do not have the PNR? What if we do not have the PNR? So Joyraj has noted down the PNR. What if we don't have the PNR? Very good, Satvik. Very good, Gyanadeep. So we can also go ahead and retrieve the PNR with the surname. So RT followed by Saraswati. You wanted to say something? That means RT slash and followed by the surname of one of the passengers. So one of the passengers' surname was Waikhom. So here A indicates active PNRs. Or I can go ahead and use RT slash surname slash given name as well, which is RT slash Waikhom slash Joyraj. Okay, clear people, let us go ahead and try these options and see how do I retrieve the PN. So I'll go ahead and open the first option. So first is we can copy the PNR RT along with the PNR number. So I'll go ahead and use this PNR retrieval method. Is this the same PNR that we created yesterday? Is this the same PNR that we were working on yesterday? Yes, this is the PNR. We created this PNR for Rahul Dravid, Karina, and Joyraj. So I retrieved the PNR with immediacy. What if I do not have the immediate PNR? Then I will go ahead and use RT slash Bravo. So when I try to retrieve the booking with the surname, I have two Dravids on my screen. I have two Rahul Dravids on my screen. So which Rahul Dravid are we speaking about? Are we speaking about Rahul Dravid traveling on Air India? Are we speaking about Rahul Dravid traveling on Etihad? Which Rahul Dravid's booking did we work on yesterday? We worked on the booking which is with Etihad. So either you can copy the PNR from here and use the RT command, or is there any other shortcut? Is there any other shortcut I can retrieve the PNR from here straight away? The shortcut is You can type RT followed by the line number. So we are working on the EY PNR and the line number of the PNR is 2. So I'll go and write RT. Clear, people understood how do I retrieve the PNR? Anybody has any doubts, any questions on the PNR retrievals? So now before we go ahead and learn, okay, before we go ahead and learn about the yesterday's three pending topics, okay, I will come back to those three topics. Before that, I would like to take you through the cancellation of elements in the PL. I would like to take you through the cancellation of elements in the PL. So how do I cancel the elements in the PL? So I have retrieved the PNR on my screen and now I have the details on my screen and let us say I want to cancel the Hindu non-vegetarian meal request for passenger number 3. So people can see the Hindu non-vegetarian meal on the request on the screen. So passenger number 3 is Joyraj Waipom and I see HNML request. This is associated to passenger number 3. So his meal request is present in line number 16, 17, 18, 19. So Joyraj says, Vinod, why don't you cancel my meal request? I do not want any special meal request. Whatever is given in the flight, I will eat that meal. This is what Joyraj says. So that means I will need to remove the meal request. So any element in the PNR can be removed by using the XE command. XE followed by what line numbers do I need to remove? I need to remove 16, 17, 18, 19. So 16 to 19, wherein X stands for cancel. So XE stands for cancel element. And since all the line numbers are in consecutive order, I will go ahead and use XE 16-19. So let us go ahead and see how this works out. XE 16-19 and my meal request for Joyraj are removed. Clear, people understood how to remove the elements in the PNR using the XE command? Now let us say I want to, okay, let us say I want to remove the, okay, I want to remove all the meal requests from the PNR and I also want to remove, I want to keep only the bassinet part. I want to keep only the bassinet part and remove all other special services. I want to keep only the bassinet and I want to remove all other special services. So you can do it in one single transaction or you can do it in two different transactions. So if you want to do it in one single transaction, I would like to remove line number 16 to 19, 16, 17, 18, 19 I want to remove. And then I want to remove 24 till 29. But I do not want to touch these 20, 21, 22, 23. So in that case, my command becomes XE followed by, no, we do not use the option of XE meal. Did I use that command to XE and the meal? Did I use that command earlier when I was removing the meal? Did I type XE meal anywhere, Tanvar? Okay. So I want to remove from line number 16 till 19. That is all the meals 16, 17, 18, 19. Then I don't want to remove 20 onwards till 23. I do not want to remove. These 4 lines I do not want to remove. Then the next lines are 24 to 29. So the numbers are not in consecutive order. So I will add 24-20. So here element number 20, 21, 22 and 23 will not be removed. However, element number 16 to 19 and 24 to 29 will be removed. Otherwise, what you will need to do, you will need to execute this one command separately, then retrieve the PNR back, and check what are the elements other than bascinating, which line numbers are they coming up, because the line numbers will change, and then you will have to choose the other elements to remove. So if you want to do it in a single entry, you will have to use this transaction with a comma because the numbers are not in the consecutive order. Clear, people understood the cancellation of elements? So when to use comma, when to use dash? Is this explanation clear to everyone? So I have done all the modifications. Exactly, George. Okay. I have done all the modifications. This is what my passengers wanted. So I have done the necessary or the required modifications. Then once I'm done with the required modifications, what am I supposed to do? If I want to confirm those modifications, I want to confirm those deletions, what am I supposed to do then?
Save.
And how do I save the PNR? I will have to receive the PNR first and then save the PNR with the ER command. Very good, Vineet. Very good, Ajay. Very good, Jayraj. So we have learned about removing the elements in the PNR, and the last part of the removing elements is, let us say these passengers tell you that they do not want to travel anymore. They do not want to travel anymore. So if the passengers do not want to travel anymore, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to cancel? If the passengers say they do not want to travel anymore, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to cancel? Bertin says cancel the itinerary. Avani says cancel PNR. Saraswati says XI. Joyraj says cancel the whole PNR. So, Joyraj, what do you mean by the term cancel the whole PNR? Avni, what do you mean by cancel PNR? So, do I use XE and the PNR number? Thank you, Joyraj, for being specific. Fantastic. So, you need to cancel the item. So, there are two ways of doing it. Satvik has given us both the options. Thank you, Satvik. XI is the command to cancel the item. XI is the command to cancel the item. So if I type XI, that means cancel item. Or in this example, I will use XE 4-7, wherein 4, 5, 6, 7 are my itinerary segments. So you can use any of these two options. So if I want to cancel the itinerary, if all the passengers are not traveling anymore, I can go ahead and use the XI option. So is my itinerary cancelled? Is my itinerary cancelled? Are my flights cancelled? Will the passenger be able to travel now? No, the passenger will not be able to travel if I save the PNR. I did not save the PNR yet. Okay. I did not save the PNR yet. So if I go ahead and save the PNR will be cancelled, the itinerary will be cancelled, and the passengers will not be able to travel in. Clear, people understood the cancellation of elements in the PNR? Great. Now let us say our friend Jarod says, okay, you know what? Let Karina go, let Rahul Dravid go, let Taimur go. I am not traveling. I don't want to travel with these people. I want to go to some other destination. I do not want to travel with these people. So in this case, can I use XC4-7? Can I use XI? If Jairaj is telling he is not traveling, let Karina travel, let Rahul travel, let Taimur travel. So can I go ahead and use XI or XC4-7? No, we cannot. So in those cases, we'll have to manually split the PNR. Very good, Satvik. Very good, Paul. Anasua, Paul. In those cases, we will have to learn how to manually split the PNR. Yes, Gyanadeep, we will have to manually split the PNR. So we cannot use XC command. Okay, cannot use, we should not use. Okay, in case if a change is required for a passenger from a multi-packs PNR, we cannot or should not use XC command on name element. In those cases, we need to manually split the PNR, which is of 3 steps. Okay. So the first step, step number 1, which passenger is telling that he is not traveling anymore? What is the passenger number? What is the passenger number? Is it P2 or P3? It is
P3.
P3. Joyraj is not traveling anymore. So first step is to split the passenger who is not traveling anymore, which is split the passenger who wants change or cancel. In this case, SP3, wherein 3 is packs 3. Okay, clear? Understood step number 1. So this whole process is having 3 steps and we are performing the step number 1. So we need to manually split the PNR, and first step is split the passenger who wants to change or cancel. Who wants to change or cancel. So I'll go ahead and use SP followed by the passenger number, which is SP3. So once I execute the command SP3, Joyraj's name comes out from the main PNR, the parent PNR, and Joyraj's name is now on the associate PNR. Joyraj's name is on the associate PNR. Does he have a PNR number as of now? Does he have the PNR number as of now? So it says it is in the process
No.
of getting the PNR. You see all XXXX. So step number 2 is to receive and end file the associate PNR. So Satvik, we don't call it as save, we call it as end file. So we all know how to receive the PNR. What is the command to receive the PNR? RF followed by the initials. RF followed by the initials. And we cannot use the ER command. Okay. Saraswati, I'm speaking about receive. Okay. In that case, we'll have to end the file, not end the transaction. We'll have to use EF, end file. Very good, sir. Very good, Gyani. So, very good, Joyraj. Very good, Anuj. So, it would be EF. So, receive command, RF my initials, end file stands for EF. 2 commands are getting executed. So, I've added the semicolon. Clear with step number 2? Clear with step number 2? Anybody has any doubts, any questions on step number 2? So let us go ahead and execute step number 2. I am receiving the PNR and using EF. And once I execute my step number 2, where am I back? Where am I back? I'm back to the original PNR. I'm back to the parent PNR. I'm back to the main PNR, whatever you want to name it. Okay, I'm back to the parent PNR. Now, does this PNR contain our friend Joyraj? Joyraj's name is not present in this PNR because he is being split. It is not yet split, it is being split. So, step number 3, the final step is receive and save the parent PNR. So, this is your regular command of receiving the PNR and saving the PNR. Clear? Understood all the 3 steps, people? So remember, this is a irreversible process. This is a irreversible process. Once you execute all these three steps in the order, then the split is done. Then later on, you cannot add back the passengers together. You cannot merge the PNR. So think twice, reconfirm the information with your passenger before you go ahead and split the PNR. Okay. Now, where is Joyrod's PNR? So, Fatima, what do you want me to repeat? Because I have written simultaneously, slowly, and I have done. Tell me what explanation you want from these steps. So, first step was to split the passenger who wants to change or cancel. That's what I said, Gyanadeep. It is an irreversible process. You cannot merge back the PNRs. Once it is split, it's done. Okay. So step number one, I executed the command SP3. Why did I use SP3? Because in the PNR, so we started the process here. We started the process here. Our passenger 3, Joyrod, said he doesn't want to travel anymore. So I use the command SP and I use 3 because passenger number 3 is Joyrod. So that's why I use SP3. So this was my step number 1. Is step number 1 clear, Fatima? Then step number 2, once I execute the first step, I will be getting the associate PNR. So once I'm done with step number 1, as soon as I complete my step number 1, after SP3, I get the associate PNR on my screen with only Jairaj. And then step number 2 is I will have to receive the PNR, and instead of saving the PNR, I will have to save it using end file, EF command. I cannot use ER command doesn't work here in step number 2. So that is the reason we are supposed to receive the booking. So the command for receive is RF with your initials, and end file stands for EF, or EF stands for end file. So this is about step number 2. Is step number 2 clear? Is step number 2 clear, Faimat or Fatimat? Then once I execute my step number 2, okay, once I receive the associate PNR and the file, I will come to the parent PNR automatically. The system will bring me back to the parent. So parent PNR now without our passenger number 3. So my step number 3 is to receive the parent PNR and save the PNR. So this is your regular save option, which is I am receiving the PNR with my initials. So you will receive the PNR with your initials and you will save the PNR with ER, and my step number 2 is done. Clear, understood all the 3 steps? How do you know if the PNR is split? How do you know if this PNR is split or not? By looking at this PNR. Can somebody help me to check if this PNR is split or not? How do we know? Fantastic. So you see on the top a new indicator AXR. So when we retrieved the PNR originally, was there any AXR indicator? There was no AXR indicator. But now there is a, after split, you have a AXR indicator. So in the header line, okay, in the header line, if you see AXR, means this PNR is cross-referenced. So this is the meaning of AXR. AXR means cross-reference. So this PNR is cross-referenced with another PNR. So where is the another PNR? So next question is now, where is that another PNR? So I said, yes, you can identify the split is done or not by looking at the AXR indicator. AXR indicator indicates that this PNR is cross-referenced with another PNR. Now, where is that another PNR? So for that, you will need to come to last page of PNR. So either you will use MD or move bottom. So you will find a SP indicator. indicating that this PNR is split, and you will find the split PNR. So where will you find the another PNR? We'll come to the last page, or we'll move down, and by using MD command or move bottom command. So I will move down one page to see the last page. So I'm on the last page. I have 20 lines. There I will see the SP indicator. So SP means this PNR is split on 25th of June by so and so initials and so duty code by this office ID, and this is the split PNR. So this is the PNR for Joyraj. How will you retrieve this PNR? You will retrieve this PNR by copying it and by typing RT followed by the PNR number. Clear, understood? Anybody has any questions on the split part, the steps, and identifying if the PNR is split or not, and how to retrieve the split PNR? And very important, before making any changes on the split PNR, ensure the airline PNR is generated. So Joyraj's PNR is the split PNR. This is the new PNR number. Okay, this is the PNR which we created yesterday, and this is the PNR which was split today. So this is my new PNR. And before I make any changes on this new PNR, what should I have? What should I have? I should have the airline PNR. And where is the airline PNR? What is the airline PNR? Where will I find the airline PNR? I will find the airline PNR in the itinerary segment lines. So my itinerary segment lines are in line number 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is my airline PNR. EY/2L9 UP4 is my airline PNR. Is there any other way to check the airline PNR? Is there any other command that I have shared with you people to check the airline PNR? Very good, then. You can go ahead and also use RL command to see the airline PNR. So you will get the same response, EY/ and the airline PNR. Clear, people understood all the topics related to the cancellation split? Anybody has any doubts, any questions on this part? So I've shared whatever I have typed on my screen into the chat box. You can go through that. If you are able to copy it. Otherwise, take a screen capture and make your notes accordingly. Can we proceed further, people? Okay. So let us go back to the parent PNR. So let us keep this PNR as it is, and let us come back to the parent PNR. Okay. Now, yesterday we stopped at the frequent flyer number. So let us go ahead and complete those things, because during that process, I will be showing you some shortcuts also. That is the reason we deleting all the information on this PNR. Okay. So I wanted to show you some easy way of adding the information like meals, wheelchair, passport, GST, seat selection. There is another easy way of doing it. So I told you that I will be showing that to you today. Then later on, you decide which way you want to go. You want to do it in the command interface, or you want to do it in the graphical interface. You people decide about the same. Okay. So let us go ahead and learn how do I add the frequent flyer number. So No, Gyandeep, we'll have to associate it again. So, yeah, if we are splitting Karina, it will be moved automatically. But if Infant wants to travel with Joyraj, then we will have to do that association manually after taking the approval from the airline. So if I want to say Karina is not traveling anymore, then I can use SP2 and Karina and Taimur name will be coming out of from the main queue. Okay, Gyanadeep. So do you see that practically? I did SP2 and I see Karina and Taimur are split together. Now, before I start, Tanvir, we can go ahead and do it. However, for that, you will need to take the approval of the airline first. And if the airline is okay, then you can go ahead and add it. You will have to take the authorization from the airline and do it. So if you want to know how to do that, so let me go ahead and show you that. So let us say, okay, so Infant is not traveling with Karina anymore. So I'll go ahead and click here and use 2/enter. So the name modification is restricted by the airline. So once you get the modification, then you can go ahead and do it. Okay. Otherwise, you cannot do it. So I will try to show you how to add it. Let me try the booking for Joyraj because the airline should enable that. So 1/INF/ let us take it for Sarah /25th of July 24 is the date of birth. So let us see if the airline allows. Yeah. So this is how you will associate. And if you want to disassociate, if the airline allows, 1/. So the airline is not allowing to disassociate, but association it is getting allowed. So if you take the approval from the airline, if they allow, then only you can go and do. Clear, people? Anybody else has any concerns related to the cancellation of elements? Modification of elements in the PNR? Before we start with a new one. This is what I did, Satvik, now. This is what I did. You will have to take the approval. So this is what I did here. Here, Joyraj doesn't have an infant. Okay, Joyraj doesn't have the infant. Yeah, that is after the ticket is issued for adult or infant. After the ticket is issued for adult or infant. Yes, you can go ahead and do it if provided if the airline allows. Provided if the airline allows. So you'll have to take the approval from the airline first because once you do anything to the name, okay, once you touch anything to the name, the a name change or a name correction message will be triggered to the airline. So to avoid that, first you will have to speak to the airline, take their approval, and then you can start the process. If you do that without the airline's process, your booking is liable to be cancelled without any further questions. Okay. So yesterday we stopped at adding the frequent flyer number. So everybody knows what is FFN, what is frequent flyer number. So what is FFN? FFN is frequent flyer number. Who is frequent flyer? A person who flies frequently. What is that, Dayan? A person who flies frequently is a frequent flyer and he or airline enrolls him into the airlines membership program. and he will be assigned a number. Okay, so this is the definition or the explanation for the frequent flyer as well as the frequent flyer number. Okay, so our friend Joyraj is having a FFN frequent flyer number with Fly Smile. Okay, which airlines membership program is that, Zayan? So it's not Fly Smile for every airline. Every airline has its own membership program. So like Qatar Airways is called privileged member. Whereas I think Emirates has something called Sky Rewards. So every airline has its own brand, its own name for the loyalty program or the membership program. So that is the reason I did not specify anything. That's why I said airlines membership program. Okay, because it varies from airline to airline. So our friend is having a frequent flyer number. Okay, our friend is having a frequent flyer number with Etihad, and his number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 exam. Okay, so our friend is who? Who is our friend? Our friend is Joyraj. Okay, so now Jairaj is holding the frequent flyer number with Etihad and is traveling with Etihad Airlines. So let us go ahead and pull up his booking. So this is the booking for Joyraj. So he calls me and says, I've made a booking with you. Please add my membership number to this booking so that I will earn some miles, I will get some benefits, I will get some rewards when I travel on these flights. Okay, so in those cases, we'll have to go ahead and add it by using the frequent flyer number. So adding EY number when packs traveling with EY. So FFN followed by EY followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slash P1. So wherein FFN is the command, EY hyphen and the number is the frequent flyer number, FFN number, and this is associated to passenger number 1. So this is how you will add it. FFN is the command followed by EY followed by the number. So simple, you will go ahead and add it. You tell me, Komal, what is EY in this example? What is EY? EY is the two-letter code of the airline. EY is the two-letter code of Etihad and one, two, three, four, five, six, seven is the FFN. Now is it clear, Komal? I have bifurcated both of them so that for a better understanding. Clear, everyone understood the first scenario? So since this is not a valid number, so if I go ahead and use it, it will say FF number not found or something like that. So this is just an example number that I wanted to use it and show it to you. Now there could be a possibility that sometimes our friend may be traveling with a different airline. There is a possibility that our friend may be traveling with, let us say, Malaysian Airlines and Etihad Airlines. Okay, so I'm saying that our friend, okay, let us see second scenario. So this is your first scenario. And let us add the second scenario. Now our friend again same thing, adding EY number when bags traveling with MH and EY. So it's traveling with MH and E. So can we add the number of Etihad when the passenger is traveling with Malaysian Airlines? Is it okay? Will the number be accepted? Pangabel says no. If they are under one alliance, we will have to check the agreement. Then maybe if it allows, fantastic. So how do we check the agreement, Satvik? So first, we need to check if there is agreement between there is FFN agreement, frequent flyer number agreement between which airlines we are speaking about? EY and MH. So for that we'll do VFFD followed by EY. So this command will check if check EY having agreements with which all airlines. So this command will display. It's going to display Etihad having agreement with which all airlines. So let us go ahead and check with which all airlines does this airline have the agreement. So I'll go ahead and use VFFD followed by EY, and it displays the list of the airlines where the agreement is available with the frequent flyer. So now look at the list of the airlines and tell me, can the Xerox number can be added with the Malaysian Airlines?
Yes.
So I see the two-letter code MH. MH is available. Who said no here? Vinith says no. So Vinith, why no? No problem. Okay, so we are checking the FF agreements for Etihad. Etihad has got with American Airlines, Austrian Airlines, and there is with KE, MS, Nippon, New Zealand, Austrian. So yes, it can be added. So if yes, if airline is in the list, then we can add. And the command to add remain the same. FFN EY hyphen the number slash then followed by the airline. So this number needs to be added to Malaysian, this number needs to be added to EY slash P1 for passenger. So FFN command remains the same. EY hyphen 231234567 remains the same. So let me write this information here again. Okay, then I'm going to write the MH comma EY. So two-letter code for MH and E1 followed by slash P1 is associated to patch. So these are the two possible scenarios that you may come across. So this is the command and this is the explanation. Clear? Anybody has any doubts on the frequent flyer number? So remember, if there are different airlines and passengers holding a different airlines membership program, remember to check the frequent flyer agreement between the airlines. So you will be using the command VFFD followed by the two-letter code of the airline. So this command is going to display the agreement between the frequent flyer for different airlines. And if the airline is in the list, then you can go ahead and add it by using the same command, provided you are adding a comma to invoke the other airline information. Clear? Anybody has any doubts, any questions on the frequent flyer number? And coming to the last part of the special services, what was the last one after frequent flyer number? What were we supposed to do? What were we supposed to do? Yeah, sure. I was not able to add anything. Very good, Kunal. We are supposed to assign the seats. We are supposed to assign the seats. And in order to assign the seats, what should be there in front of me? What should be present in front of me? Or what should be present in front of us? We need to have the configuration of the aircraft or the seat map or the aircraft. And how will you display the configuration of the aircraft or the seat map? I will go ahead and use the SM command to display the seat map, or simply I can click on the booking class and use the first command. How many numbers of FF can be added in one PNR? So you can add only one per particular flight. You cannot claim the miles. Like I am holding a EY membership program, I am holding a MH membership program. So you'll have to decide which program is going to give me the highest mileage, and you will be adding only one particular program number. So if you are comparing both, whichever is giving you the highest benefits, you will go ahead and add that. You cannot add all the numbers and get all the benefits. You're traveling only months, you cannot have it separately. Yes, in that case, you can go ahead and do that with your knowledge. So if you are holding, if in this case there was no agreement, then in that case you should have a MH frequent flyer number. So you will add MH number to MH airline and you will add EY number to EY airline. Okay. Now before again I start something new, I've been asking you people since day one. So please let me know. Today also, before I started the seat map, I asked a couple of times about any questions on the frequent flyer number. So most of you said no. And when I was about to start the seat map topic, seating arrangements, then you started asking the questions. So I will give you another 20 seconds. Does anybody have any questions on the frequent flyer number or frequent flyer number additions? I will wait for 10 more seconds. Then I will start the topic. Okay. So I said in order to assign the seats, in order to select the seats, we need to have the seat map, and you can display the seat map in Amadeus in two different ways, either by using the command SM on your command interface, or you can also click on the booking class and execute the first option, which is also the same command SM followed by the segment association. So you want to do it through the mouse, the shortcut method, you can go ahead and click on the booking class and click on the SM2. It is going to display the seat map on your screen. Can everybody confirm if you people can see the seat map? Okay, looks like all the seats are chargeable seats. So if you all see, there is a dollar symbol on this. So let me go ahead and take another PNR. So I'll close this and let me pull up another PNR for you people. Y home, RT1. So I'm taking an Air India example. And again, I'm clicking on the seat map and choosing or clicking on SM seat. So now everybody can confirm if you people see the seat map. What kind of aircraft is this? Is this a wide body aircraft, narrow body aircraft? How many aisles are available in this? This is called aisle. The pathway is called aisle. The pathway is called aisle. So there is more than one aisle. Okay. So there are two aisles. I'm speaking about only aisle. I'm not asking about how many aisle seats. I said only aisles. So if I'm speaking only about aisle, there are two aisles. If I'm speaking about aisle seats, yes, there are four aisle seats in each room. Okay. So on day one, we said narrow body, wide body. So this is the wide. So Sakshi, you will either type SM or click on the booking class. So either you will type SM command and hit enter, or you will type, or you will click on the booking class and then execute the first command. Both are one and the same. Clear, Sakshi? So I am back to the seat map here, and if you see there are some symbols, X symbol, dollar symbol, and then if I scroll down, there are some two people standing here. There is some red color symbol, and there are again some X symbols. So what are these symbols? So if you want to know the identification of these symbols, you can go ahead and click on the legend option on the top right hand side. So if I click on legend on the top right hand side, I will get the details about the symbols. So dollar symbol means chargeable seat. Dollar symbol means chargeable seat. And if you have priced the itinerary, if you keep your cursor here, you will find the charges also. We did not learn the pricing part. That's why you don't see the charges. So if you have priced your itinerary, you will see the charges. How much is the charge for this seat also? What is X symbol? What is X symbol? X symbol, does it mean not available or is it occupied? So it could be either occupied or it is a restricted seat. Either that seat is occupied or it could be a restricted seat. That is your X symbol. Blank. Blank means that is the seat vacant and it is free of cost. That is the seat is vacant and it is free of cost. Clear? Everybody understood the definition of the symbols? And what is this red color door kind of a symbol? What is this red color symbol like a door on the right hand side, on the left hand side? Those are your emergency exits. That's why they are given it in red. They are your emergency exits. And these are a couple of humans. These are your facilities. These are your lavatories. And if you scroll down, you see cup and saucer. This is your galley, the kitchen of the aircraft. Then how do I select the seats? How do I select the seats then? What should I do? Let us say my passenger wants only the free seats. So I will need to just click on the seat number. So my passenger wants everybody to sit together and they want only the free seats. So the last row, 2, 3 rows are free. So I'll go ahead and click on these rows one by one. So I have 3 passengers, so I'm selecting all the 3 passengers. So did I select the seat numbers for all the 3 passengers? Did we select the seats for all the 3 passengers? Then what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do after selecting the seats? Click on book seats. You see the option here at the bottom of my screen? Click on book seats. You don't see the option of save here. We'll have to click on book seats. So I click on book seats. And once I click on book seats, my orange color for my seat selection changes to green. And my seat numbers are now confirmed. My seat numbers are 37 Alpha, 37 Bravo, 37 Charlie. Are the seats selected? Confirmed? Yes, the seats are selected and they are confirmed. So this is the seat selection for what segment? Is it for Delhi, London or London, Delhi? The seat selection is for Delhi, London or London, Delhi. It is for Delhi, London. Then how will I select the seats for London, Delhi then? How will I select the seats for London, Delhi then? How will I change? Very good, Joyraj. So on the top, you see the option of segment. Here, segment. So there is a drop down here. I click on the drop down and I click on the second segment, which is LHR to Delhi. Then again, is this a wide body aircraft or a narrow body aircraft? So this is again a wide body aircraft. There are 2 aisles. So again, we have 4 aisle seats. So this time I'm getting something closer in the front, not at the back of the aircraft. And if you want to select, you can either click it one by one or you can double click on the seat number. If I double click on the seat number, all the seats next to each other will be selected and the seats will be booked as well. So earlier I clicked on one by one. So this time I'm double clicking on 51 alpha. So I'm double clicking on 51 alpha and all my seats are automatically selected next to each other and they are booked as well. So I don't have to do two different entries. First click one by one on all the three seats and then click on book seats. Instead of that, I can also double click on the seat selection. So Fatima, difference between wide body and narrow body. In wide body, there are two aisles where the passengers can walk. But in narrow body, there will be only one aisle. Okay, only one place where the passengers can walk. So you see there are 50 A, B, C, then there is a gap. Then there are three seats, there is a gap. So these are the gaps where the passengers can walk in the aircraft when they are going to their seats or when they are getting down from the aircraft or when they are getting into the aircraft. Okay, Fatima? Clear people understood this part? Anybody has any questions on the seat selection part? Do people see the seat numbers on my screen anywhere? If so, in what line numbers do you see the seat numbers? So is it in line number 9 only, line number 10 only, or 9 and 10? So line number 9 has SSR, special service request, AI, holding confirmed 3 seats, 37A, 37B, 37C for outbound segment. Then London Heathrow, 51A, 51B, 51C. You are the seat numbers. So I can go ahead and save the PN. Then I told you that there is another way of adding the special services. So currently you have seen this for the seat map. But what about other services, other special services? Like what we have done yesterday to add the meals, we have added the contact details, we have added the wheelchair, we have added the meet and assist, we have added the passport, GST, frequent flyer number. So all these things can also be done in the graphical interface. And how do you do that? You will type the command SR. SR is the command to access the services catalog, which kindly tell the adding contact details command. Aritra, were you not present yesterday? Any particular reason that you were not present yesterday and you joined the session only today? Okay, no problem. So, which gives access to adding meals, wheelchair, then meet and assist, then GST, passport, CTCM and CTCE, FQTV or FFN number. Okay, so you will have to only remember the SR command. So you type SR, it will take you to the services catalog. So let us go ahead and see how do we display the services catalog. So I will go ahead and execute the command SR on my screen and I will get the services catalog. So this is how the services catalog is displayed on the screen. So yesterday we started with the meals part. So do you see any option to add the meals in the services catalog anywhere? So on the left hand side, I see that option. So I'll go ahead and click on meals. And once I click on meals, it takes me to the two sections. One is chargeable meals, one is standard meals. So currently under chargeable meals, there is nothing present. So I'll go ahead and click on standard meals. So once I click on standard meals, I will get the list of all the meal codes. So we want to give the meal request to Joyraj And Jorot said yesterday he wanted chicken meal. Then we said that chicken meal could be for a specific airline. Then he changed to the Hindu non-vegetarian meal. So let us give the Hindu non-vegetarian meal to Joyraj. Okay. So I'll select Hindu non-vegetarian meal from my screen. So it is here present on my screen. So this is the Hindu non-vegetarian meal. But this meal needs to be given only to Joyraj. So Joyraj is passenger number 3. So I will click on P1 and P2 because this meal needs to be given only to Joyraj. So P3 for outbound as well as inbound. S1 and S2. S1 is outbound, S2 is inbound. Segment 1 and segment. So is this correct? Do I need to do anything else? So Joyraj wanted Hindu non-vegetarian meal. I clicked on Hindu non-vegetarian meal. It needs to be given only to Joyraj. So I unchecked P1 and P2. Joyraj wanted it for both the segments. So both the segment boxes are checked. So if I am satisfied, I will go ahead and click on request. So once I click on request, the meal request for Joyraj will be assigned. Clear, people understood how to add the meals using the services catalog? So I want to check if this is added or not. So before I proceed with the next passenger, I will scroll down. I have special services tab here at the bottom of the screen. I'll click on special services and check if any Hindu non-vegetarian meal is added. So do you people see any Hindu non-vegetarian meal added for Joyraj? So it is added in the last 2 lines. So this is HNML and is it confirmed by the airline? Yes, it is confirmed by the airline. Fatimat inbound means coming back to the origin. Outbound means going to the destination. So these are called bounds in the travel industry. So Delhi, London means outbound because he is going out of Delhi, going to London. It is called outbound. And inbound means he is coming back to Delhi. So London Heathrow to Delhi is called inbound. Okay, Fatima. Then I can go on to the top and we have Karina. Karina says she needs the vegetarian Hindu meal. So I'll go ahead and select the first option, the vegetarian Hindu meal. And Karina is passenger number 2. So I will uncheck P1, P3. And Karina says she wants this only for Delhi, London. She says she wants this meal only for Delhi, London. So I will uncheck the segment number 2, which is inbound. London, Delhi, Heathrow is segment number 2. So I have unchecked and then I will go ahead and click on request. So whatever we have done using the command interface, same things without typing the commands, we can go ahead and select. So how many AVMLs have come? How many AVMLs have come? Only 1 or 2? So we requested only 1 and that too only for the Delhi, London, Heathrow. Only that particular mail request is appearing. So this way you can go ahead and do the wheelchair, meet and assist. So meals, everything related to the meals. Passenger assistance is the one which is related to your wheelchairs, meet and assist is available in the passenger assistance. So here if you want to add any wheelchair for Karina or anybody, so you can go ahead and click on WCHR, that is wheelchair aircraft departure hall. That means passenger cannot walk long distances. So I'll go ahead and select WCHR and this needs to be given only to Karina. So that is passenger number 2 and I will write elderly passenger. This is the optional and you will need to write the free flow text. So let us see if the wheelchair is added for Karina. Check and tell me if the wheelchair is added for Karina or not. So it is added. Is it confirmed by the airline? So wheelchair for elderly passenger, wheelchair for elderly passenger, and it shows HK1, which is holding current. Then the last one is related to the passenger information. So this is one of the most important section wherein you will be able to add the other things what we have seen yesterday in the command interface, which is adding the frequent flyer number, adding the passport details, adding the GST number, adding the contact details. So do we need to use any commands? Do we need to use any commands while adding this information in the graphical interface? You need to only fill up the blanks. You need to have the information, you need to fill up the blanks. That's all. So things most of you are aware about. So I will just take you through the passenger air of contact information, because here I will show you something which can be done very easily. So first option is frequent flyer number, the one which we learned today. And the third option is the passport option, which we learned yesterday. So you need to just click on APIs and then add the passport details here. So do you want me to show you one, or you people come comfortable? Do you want me to show you adding one passport detail? Are you people comfortable with that? Okay, then we say show. Okay, fine. So I have chosen the third option for APIs. I've chosen the option of APIs, which is third option. That is APIs stands for Advanced Passenger Information System. So let us add it for Kareena Kapoor. So I'm selecting passenger number 2. I'm selecting passenger number 2. So now, do I want to add it for Kareena Kapoor? I want to add it for Taimur. So I want to add it only for Kareena Kapoor. So I'm selecting Kareena. Destination country. Where are these passengers traveling to? Where are these passengers traveling to? Country. I want the country. Shova. Is London a country? So I'll click on drop down and see London comes under which country? So London comes under United Kingdom. What is the origin country? What is the origin country? Origin country is India. So I'll go ahead and select India. Then I will have to fill up these blanks. Gender for Kareena. Gender for Kareena, female. Date of birth for Kareena, the format is given here. So 25 July 2000, or let us say it is 1975. Nationality for Kareena, India. So IND. Okay. Or I can type the full and then I can select it from the drop down if it comes. Otherwise, I will type IND. Country of birth, place of birth is not mandatory. So I will come to document type. What document is she carrying to travel to London? So passport, P, passport, document number, the passport number. So A for Kareena, some number. Where was the passport issued? Passport was issued in India. Passport expiration date. So 25th of July 2030. Surname of the passenger as per the passport. Kapoor. Kapor. Given name. Kareena. So did we write everything related to the talks? Did we complete everything related to the passport? So if you are satisfied, everything is correct, everything is added correctly, then you can scroll down and then click on add SSR. So I click on add SSR, the passport details will be added. Come back to the last tab, the SSR tab, and check if the passport details are added correctly or not. So these are the passport details which are added correctly for this tab. Clear, people? Understood how to add the passport details? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this window. So I'll come to the bottom of the screen. I see the close option here. I will close this window. And let us go ahead and see if everything is added. So we added the seat selection earlier. Then later on we added the Hindu non-vegetarian meal for friend Joyraj. Move down. Then we added the ABML for Karina. Then we added the wheelchair for Karina. Then we added the passport details for Karina. Then I will go ahead and save the PNG. Wow. Simultaneous changes. Looks like somebody else is also working on this thing. Okay. No, I get the simultaneous changes. Looks like somebody else, or I'm not sure if there is some technical difficulty. So sometimes if two people are working on the same PNR, okay, if two people are working on the same PNR, you will tend to get this kind of mistake simultaneously. So that's why yesterday also I told you, whenever you're adding something, when you're deleting something, uh, request you to go ahead and save the information as and when you do. Okay, so let us go back to the services catalog and then add other information. How do I go back to the services catalog? I'll go ahead and type SR. Fantastic. I typed SR. I want to add the GST details. Under which tab, under which option will I find the GST details to be added? Satvik says passenger assistance. Jorot says scroll down. Okay, let me maximize it. I will maximize it. No need to scroll down. Okay, I have maximized it. Now tell me under which option will I find the details to add the GST details. Okay, so passenger assistance or wheelchair is about only wheelchair and meet and assist. But when you want to add the frequent flyer number, you want to add the passport, you want to add the GST, you want to add the contact details, you will have to come to the passenger information. So you come to passenger information page and here you will add the Indian goods and services tax. So Indian goods and services tax is applicable only if the journey is beginning in India and if the tickets are getting issued in India, then only you will need to update this information provided the passenger is having all these details. And what are the four fields that are required? What are the four fields that are required? These are the four fields that are required. So this is the same information that I have typed yesterday in the notepad to show you. We need GSTN, that is number and the name. We need GSTA, address of the business. We need GSTP, P the phone number of the business, and the GSTE, that is email address of the business. So you need to just fill up the information in the respective boxes. So since I have shown you the passport, I'm not taking you through the GST details. Clear, people, how to reach to this page? Anybody has any concerns, any doubts? Now, let us see how do I add the contact details in the graphical interface. So the last option under passenger information is about passenger IROC contact information. The last option under passenger information is the passenger IROC contact information. So I go ahead and click on this and I'm going to get the details. So CTCE, CTCM and refusal. So first option is the CTCE. So our friend Jorot's details. So I will go ahead and select Jorot here and let us type his email address. So Jorot, what was your email address that we used yesterday? So Joyraj underscore Ycom hyphen 007 at gmail.com. Correct? Is this the same email address that we have been using yesterday? Okay. So I have typed the same email address. So when you are adding the email address in the SRCTCM, are the special characters accepted? However, when you do that in the graphical interface, you can go ahead and do it. However, when you do it in the graphical interface, you can go ahead and add the special characters in the email address. The system will automatically replace the special characters with the alternative characters. So now if you all see, I added the special characters here, underscore, hyphen, and at the rate. Correct? Everybody can see this, right? So I'll go ahead and click on request now. I'll go ahead and click on request. And let us see if the system has accepted the request. So there were 8 SSRs. Now they have become 9. And scrolling down and checking if my email address is accepted. And the email address is accepted. And before accepting the email address, it will automatically replace the special character. So the special characters are replaced. So since this is very useful, if you don't remember, correct Jnanavi, they will be moved. Okay, are the special characters replaced? Yes, the special characters are replaced. So underscore has become double dot, hyphen has become dot and slash, and at the rate has become double slash. And if I close this, I can show you that again. Here in the command interface also, on the same PNR, the special characters are available. So in case if somebody is working in the command interface, they forgot just the replacement of characters, you can quickly switch over to the services catalog and add it as it is. The contact details will be added. And for the benefit of Aritra, srctce hyphen email address joyraj underscore yhome hyphen 007 at gmail.com/p3. So these special characters underscore is replaced. You have it, Aritra. No need to show you this. Aritra Chatterjee, is it required? Okay, fine. Because you asked for the CTCM, etc. So that's why I was going to show you. Okay, fine. Okay, show SRCTCM first, mobile number 98490984990/IM/P3. So SR is the command, CTCM is the 4-letter SSR code for adding passenger mobile. I will do that again, Gyanadeep. Yesterday I already did this. I will share that again today as. Were you not present yesterday, Gyanadeep? Hyphen 98490984990. This is your fax mobile. And mobile /IN 2-letter country code. This is optional. Then /P3 associated to fax. Okay. Then fax email address is let's say it is for Aritra Chatterjee. So AIARIPRA underscore Chatterjee hyphen 007, or let us say another number 786 at gmail.com. So it is added with SRCTCE hyphen and Aritra double dot Chatterjee /786 /gmail.com. So this again, you have the codes. So CTC is the code. Adding fax email. Okay. Then you have hyphen and the email address, which is okay. Hyphen the email address where special characters are replaced as people, which is underscore is replaced with double dot. Hyphen is replaced with dot and slash. At the rate is replaced with doubles. Yes, Gyanadeep, these are the only three special characters that are used in the adding the email addresses. So that's why these are the only three special characters. Clear, Arithra? Understood this part? Okay, so that was about the usage of the services catalog. So if you are comfortable doing the information, updating the information, adding the information in the graphical interface, you can go ahead and do it in the graphical interface. No, I am comfortable in the command interface. So you do it in the command interface. So it is up to you. You decide which way is the best way, which way is the highway for you, and do. So now let me now ask you a question. If you people have seen both the options, you have seen yesterday how we added it in the command interface. Today you have seen how we have added it in the graphical interface through the services catalog. So which one did you feel easy? Is it comfortable doing it in the graphical interface or is it easy in the command interface? Graphical. Aritra says command. Okay, fine. I leave it to you. You people are the best judge. You people are working. You are the face of the travel agencies to the customer. So you are the best judge. So you use accordingly, whichever is the convenient one for you to use it. Okay. So far we have been speaking about, for
Sir,
airline.
I have one question.
Mhm.
Do you have any major advantage using command interface? Sir?
Advantage in the sense like you will be quickly doing it. You should be aware about the commands. But the major advantage if you are doing it in the graphical interface is completely menu driven. You don't have to remember anything if you are doing it in the graphical interface.
Okay.
So other way around, I would say graphical interface has the more advantage than the command interface.
Okay.
But again, this is my personal opinion, so it may vary from person to person. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So far we have been speaking about for airline, like we are supposed to add the for airline, you are adding the contact details of passenger, you are adding the passport details of passenger. For passenger, we have been adding the SSRs, special services for the passengers. So is there anything else left out in the optional elements? So yes, there is one more thing that is left out, which is your other service information, which we'll learn. And then is there anything left out for the travel agents then? Is there anything else left out for the travel agents? So you're doing everything for the airline, you're doing it for the passengers. Yeah, pricing part is for everybody. Pricing part is for everybody. Fare part will have to do it. But what I meant was there is something very important for the travel agents to document the PNR. Is there any command for seat selection also? Yes, Gyanadeep. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a specific command to select the seats? So if that is the case, then you can refer to the help pages, which is HESM. So whatever commands we have learned with HESM, or you can refer to the page HEST. So you will have to first display the seat map, or if you do not want to see the seat map and you want to select the aisle seats, window seats, you can go ahead and do this way. st/s, st/swb, so with seat number, etc. This is commands for the seat selection. So this is without the seat map also it will work. But you should be aware of that seat being vacant, or you can choose any generic aisle seat or a window seat. So yes, these are the commands which is related to the remarks. Okay, so first let us finish off the other service information and then we'll come to the remarks part. So OSI stands for other service information, which is what kind of communication is this? What kind of communication is this? Other service information, is it a one-way communication or a two-way communication? Yes, it is external. SSR and OSI are external communications only. But is it a one-way communication or a two-way communication? It is a one-way communication. And how do you add the other service information? You will add it with OS followed by the two-letter code. Okay. So, Gyanadip, let us not use the term remarks because remarks are something for documenting the PNR. Remarks are something for documenting the PNR. So, we'll say that information to be sent to the airline in one way. We can use that term. Okay. So, OS followed by the two-letter code of the airline followed by the free flow text. Wherein OS is the command, XX is the two-letter code of the airline followed by free flow text. So I want to tell the airline that Joyraj Wycombe is a chairman of, let's say, Wipro, example. Okay, my passenger number 3, Joyraj Wycombe, is a chairman of Wipro. So I want to communicate this to the airline. So I'll go ahead and use the OS command followed by the two-letter code of the airline. Which airlines PNR are we working on? We are working on Air India. So I'll type AI. Okay, Satvik, do you see AI or EY here? So it is OS followed by AI followed by the free flow text. That is passenger Joyraj is the chairperson for Wipro. I'll go ahead and add this. So is my OS message, other service information message added? If so, in which line number do you see that? If it is added, you see that in which line number? It is added in line number 7. Did the airline confirm that request? Did the airline confirm that request? The airline cannot confirm that request because it is a one-way communication. It is a one-way communication. Because there is nothing called HK rejection or confirmation from the airline because it is a one-way communication. The airline will receive the message and there is no communication or there is no acknowledgement from the airline. Now, similarly, there could be a situation tax is traveling on two different airlines. Tax is traveling on two different airlines. So, if passenger is traveling on two different airlines, how will you add? How will you add the OS message? So in those cases, you will use the commands, the same command OS followed by YY followed by free flow. Wherein OS remains the same, but YY is the two-letter code that we will use for all the elements. All airlines in clear. Clear, people understood the OSI part? Anybody has any doubts, any questions related to the other service information? Example, please, for this one. So let us say Okay. Okay, let us do it on the same example. So my passenger is traveling, is coming back on the 30th of July from London to Delhi on British Airways. He's going on Air India, he's coming back on British Airways. So XE5 and then SS3M1. Okay, what happened? XE5 availability for A British Airways SS3M1. Okay, now you see the combination of the airlines. So Air India and British Airways. So now I want to add it this time. So now I want to add it. So let us see if that is the earlier one is deleted. OS message is deleted. Yes, it is. So I will recall my entry for OS and then instead of writing I will write YY. So once I write YY, this communication is passed to Air India. The communication will also be passed to British Airways. And then I can go ahead and save the PN. That's all, nothing else. Clear, people understood this part? No problem, Jairaj. So lastly, before we start with the first topic, the last topic before the first topic is about remarks and sending the email confirmation. So we were speaking about documenting the PNR. Can OS be done in the graphical interface? Yes, it is possible. Okay, Tangavel? Yes, it is possible. So before going on the break, before we start the remarks, somebody said that yes, we can add some comments, we can add some remarks on the PNR. So what are remarks? So when we say remarks, remarks is the way of documenting the PNR, updating the comments in the PNR about some specific things only for the internal purpose. This is remarks part is only for the internal purpose. It has nothing to do with the airlines. This is only for your internal purposes. Like for example, I am working on this PNR and I have created this PNR for these passengers and I have added a remark, passengers advised fare of INR 55,000. I'm just writing some information here. People, just now I told you that once we are done with the remarks part, we will be speaking about the fates. So looks like people are more worried about other topics. Okay, mostly everybody is worried about other topics than the topics which I am discussing, isn't it? So what we'll do is let us not spend our time here like this. So what we'll do is let us take a break because everybody's mind is so before going on the break, we were speaking about remarks. What are remarks? Remarks are free flow text comments that are used for internal purposes. Let us say, for example, there is a travel agency which is working 24 by 7. Okay. And it has, let's say, 25 employees. Okay. So these 25 employees, we are working on different PNRs. So maybe one PNR is worked by 3, 4 different people. So how will you track or how will you communicate between yourselves in the PNRs? So like for example, there is one PNR which is created by, let's say, agent Vinod. On same PNR, fare is given by agent Sarah. On same PNR, changes are done by Joyraj. So all these things can be tracked individually through the history of the PNR. But also all this information can also be documented by each agent in the PNR through some remarks in the PNR. Okay. And how do you add the remarks in the PNR? So remarks are of majorly three types. The first type of remark is general remarks. General remarks are used by using the command RM. RM is the command to add general remarks. And how will you add it? We'll use RM along with the free flow text. Like for example, in this PNR which we are working currently, I want to add a remark. RM passenger called to make booking on Air India and VA flights. So this is the remark that I have added on the booking. Why? Because I have created this booking. The passengers called me to make the booking on Air India for Delhi, London, Heathrow, and on British Airways on 30th July. They told me to make the booking. So that's why I have created the booking and I added the remark. So by going through the history of the booking, people will come to know, or by reading the remark, the people will come to know that whoever has added this remark. Similarly, the second type of remark is something called as confidential remarks. And the command is RC is the command to add confidential remarks. That is RC with free flow text. So the importance of confidential remarks is that these remarks, when you enter it with the RC command, these remarks can be read only by the people working in that travel agency. So that means all the employees of the travel agency can read the remarks, but no external person. No external person means other travel agents or the airline employees, they cannot read these remarks. Okay, so let us see how do I add the RC remark. So go ahead and use RC and add facts advised. He will pay with American Express credit card. So I've added two different remarks. And in line number 19, what type of remark is that? Is that a general remark or is it a confidential remark? Line number 19 is with a confidential remark. So RC remark will come with a office ID. RC means remark confidential. RM is general remark. So the people working in this office ID only they can read the remarks. For other airline employees or other people, they will get RC followed by restricted. It will not display this entire text. It will display only the restricted. So the yes, sure. RM remarks can be read by airlines as well as other agents as well if you are giving access. Clear, people understood these two type of remarks? Anybody has any questions on these two types of remarks? Then coming to the last type of remark, these are your itinerary. And RIR is the command to add itinerary remarks. And these are very, very important. What is the command to see the remarks? There is no command. When you do RT command, you will get the remarks. So if you want the shortcut command, I will share the shortcut commands. So currently in the face of the PNR, when I do RT, I will be seeing the commands. I am reading the entire PNR. So there are 17 lines on this PNR. Okay. And if I move down, I'll be able to see the last two lines. So these are the two lines which are related to the remarks. So if you want a shortcut command, I will share the shortcut commands once we reach to that topic. Okay, Rakesh? So currently, please focus on what I'm trying to teach you here. So I will give you the shortcut commands. Once a separate topic is available for that, I will share those commands when we are reaching to that particular topic. Now, RAR remarks are the remarks which can be printed on the email confirmation which are sent to the passengers. So RAR followed by the free flow text. So these RAR remarks are very important because when you save the PNR with RAR remarks and send the email confirmation to your passenger, RAR remarks will be printed on the ticket or on the email confirmation. So if you feel that you want to document something which you have informed your passenger, and it is very important that if your passenger forgot to hear that information, like what is happening here in the training program, I am speaking a lot, only I am speaking a lot, I am trying to explain a lot of things, but you people may be only hearing only the important information, but you may not be listening to all the things that I am teaching you here. Okay. So if you want to document something which you want your passenger to read it, maybe your passenger forgets certain things. So you want to make sure that he reads everything and you want to document those things, then it is better that you use it in the RAR. Like for example, RAR remark, I will use RAR passenger advised cancellation fee of INR 5,000 per passenger. RAR passenger advised to advised changes permitted at INR 5,000 plus pay difference. Ompreet says informed to carry the passport. Okay, Ompreet, RAR passenger advised to carry original passport and visa during travel. Joyraj says, wish the passenger a happy journey. Okay, Joyraj. Thank you for choosing Amadeus. Have a nice flight. Okay, so I've added one general remark, I added one RC remark, but I've added about 4 RAR remarks. I've added 4 RAR remarks, but I added only one confidential remark. I added only one RM remark. So after adding anything on the PNR, what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to save the PNR. Now let us learn the email confirmation. Before learning about the email confirmation, anybody has any questions on the remarks part? So our friend Gyandeep says he wants to learn it from the graphical interface. Okay, Gyandeep. So I have retrieved this PNR. And how do I change my view to the graphical interface? How do I change my view of this command interface to graphical interface? Okay, people, the SR command is going to display the services catalog in the graphical interface. It is not going to change the view of the PNR to graphical interface. What did I write about SR? SR command is going to display the services catalog. It is going to display the services catalog in the graphical interface. But now my question is, I don't want the services catalog here. I want my command interface to be changed to the graphical interface for the same PNR. So if you look at my screen carefully on the right hand side, do you see any option on the right hand side? Look at my screen carefully. show in graphic mode. Okay, you click on show in graphic. So once you click on show in graphic mode, you will be getting the options. So I will minimize the sections here. So this is how the graphical mode looks like. So Tangavel was asking, how do I add other service information? So this is the place where you can add the other service information. Okay, Tangavel? This is the place where you will add the other service information. And above that, what do you see? Above that, what do you see? Above adding the other service information, what do you see? Add remark. So what type of remark you want to add? Graphical, itinerary remark, or generic remark. So these are the important parts. So here you can go ahead and add it and use it. Clear, Gagandeep? Understood? So if you want to add itinerary remark, select itinerary remark and write the information. The remark, what do you want to add? Okay, I want to add one more thing. Wish you a very happy journey. And then I'll go ahead and click on add. Okay. Then I will go ahead and save it in the graphical interface itself by clicking on save and confirm. So no need to come back to command page to save. I can save it here. So save and confirm. So I've added 5 RAR remarks. Out of 5, 4 were added in the command interface. 1 was added in the graphical interface. So let us see those remarks now. Move down. So these are the 4 which were added in the command interface. And the last line number 25 was added in the graphical interface. Okay, Gyandeep, understood how to add the remarks in the graphical interface? Now, does anybody have any questions on the remarks part before we move on to learn how to send the email confirmation? So I'm waiting for 10 more seconds. After 10 seconds, I will teach you people how to send the email confirmation. Okay, thank you everyone. Now let us learn how to. Yes, Gyandeep, there are many remark types, but these are the 3 general important remarks types. So most commonly used. Okay. Now, how do I send the email confirmation? The command to send the email confirmation is IEP, followed by hyphen EML, followed by hyphen the email address, which is mogili.kumar@amadeus.com. So IEP is the command, followed by hyphen, followed by EML, followed by hyphen, followed by email address. So this command is going to send email confirmation, send individual email confirmations. Individual email confirmations for each passenger. So in this PNR, how many passengers are there? Not required, George. So 2 slashes part is applicable only for passing the information to the airline because the airline system doesn't read the special characters. So Ompreet, are there 3 passengers or 4 passengers? There are 3 passengers, 3 seat occupying passengers. So how many email confirmations will be sent? 3 email confirmations will be sent. So let us go ahead and send these email confirmations and hit enter. Now my passenger says, why should I have 3 different email confirmations? I can have only 1 email confirmation. I can have only 1 email confirmation wherein all the passenger names are there in that particular 1 email confirmation. So in those cases, what we will need to add? We will need to add IEP along with J. IEP with J. IEPJ hyphen EML hyphen mogilivinod.kumar@amadeus.com. It is going to send one. Okay, this is going to send you only one email confirmation. So let me just correct this here. Then one joint email. So one joint email confirmation with all names of the passenger. So let us execute this command as well and see the difference between both the things. Okay, so let me send this email confirmation, then I will open my mailbox. So I've sent two times. I have used the email command, and let us go ahead and open the Outlook and check how many emails did we receive. So I have received travel documents from here. Okay, so the first email which is highlighted is for Karina Kapoor. The first email which I have selected is for Karina Kapoor. And this email confirmation is previewing on the right hand side. And this email confirmation is having only one passenger name along with infant. Karina Kapoor is associated, infant is associated to Karina Kapoor. So I only have one passenger. So one passenger Karina. And what remarks are updated in the PNR, in the email confirmation? Do we see any RM remark? Do we see any RC remark? Do we see any RM remark? Do we see any RM or RC remark? No, only RAR remarks are printed. Just the RAR remarks. Then I will go to the second email, and this is for Rahul Dravid. And again, the second email has got only one name. Third email, Joyraj. Third email has also got only one password. So this is the first command that is triggered three emails. First command has triggered three emails. So these are the first three emails. Then the last command has triggered how many emails? The last command has triggered only one email, and that one particular email has got all the three passengers. And that particular email is also having the same set of emails. Clear, people understood how to send the email confirmation? Now there is a possibility that when you are creating the PNR, there is a possibility that when you are creating the PNR, you will be adding the email address. So currently, if you all see, did we add any email address in the APE line in this PNR? Did we add any APE line, any email address in the AP line? So do you people know how to add the email address in the APE line? Can you all refer to your notes related to the PNR creation on day 2 yesterday? How do we add the phone number, the mobile number? How do we add the email address? It is very easy to say no, right? So Jairaj, are we using SRCTCE or are we using a different command to add it in the APE line? Very good, Kunal. Give me the complete command, Kunal. So if I want to add my email address, which is mogilivinod.kumar at amadeus.com. Okay. So most of you are still confused with this part. Okay. So email address in the booking. Okay, Saraswati, please hold on. Okay. Email address in the booking can be added in APE line or SRCTCE. APE line is internal element. This is what I told yesterday. That means the email address may or may not be sent to airline. This is what I told you yesterday when we were doing the AP element. However, it is mandatory to add SRCTC with passenger email address to send the email address of passenger to the airline. Okay. Now, my question, okay, my question on this PNR is there an email address in AP line? Okay. And how do we add if it is not there? How do we add if it is not there? We will add it by using APE hyphen Mogili Vinod dot Kumar at Amadeus.com. This is how I will add the email address. Why we are doing it, I will explain you. Correct, Joy. Why we are doing it, I will explain to you. Okay. Clear, Saraswati? Understood my question now? Pranab, I did not want you people to give me how to add the email address to be sent to the airline. My question was, how do I add the email address in the APE line? So people, please, if you do not understand the question, put it in the chat or unmute yourself and speak. If you do not speak, I am not a magician to know, right? What is there in your mind? I will not come to know what is Saraswati thinking, what is Joyras thinking, what is Dhyanadip thinking. I will not know. So unless and until you speak out, you put it in the chat, I will not come to know. So why we are doing this now? Because my passenger says, okay, send the email confirmation to the email address present in the APE line. So I've added the APE line. And if my passenger says, send the email confirmation to the email address present in the APE line. So in that case, I can recall my entries for the email addresses, email confirmation. Instead of retyping the whole information, I will simply type IEP-EML. This is used to send individual email confirmations to the email address present in APE line. What if I want to send the joint email? What do you think will be the command? What do you think will be the command to send the email confirmation if I want to send only one email confirmation? Complete command, Avni. Complete command. So, Jairaj, do we need to write the email address? Because your chat says the same thing. So, you'll write only just IEPJ-EMLA. That's all. To send joint email confirmation. Saraswati, again, you are repeating the same thing. I said, my email address is present in the APE line. My email address is present in the APE line. I don't want to send to a different email address. I want to send to the email address which is already present. So if I want to send the email confirmation to the email ID present, then I will use only IEPJ-EME. Chaitali, there is no need to write the mail ID here. Am I writing the email ID here in these commands? Why am I not writing? To the email address present in APE line. Why am I not writing my email address? Because my email ID is already present in line number 8. And I've added it in the correct format. So that's why I'm not writing the email address. Okay. Now our friend wants to know how to do this in the graphical interface. Fantastic. So let us go back to the graphical interface. So how do I go back to the graphical interface? How do I go back to the graphical interface? So I'll go ahead and click on show in graphic mode, and the email confirmation option is available under the product section. The email confirmation is available under the product section. So product section, so there are various sections in the graphical interface. So under product section, you see the option of send itinerary. So you can choose it from here. So you want to send joint itinerary or individual itinerary. You can choose it from here. So if it is joint itinerary, I have selected, and you want to send it to the email address present, you can click on issue. Now I want to send it to a different email address, then select here, and then type the other emails and type the email address. And then click on issue, and one joint email will be sent. Clear, understood? And I have triggered one email for joint email, and that joint email is coming right. Done, people. Anybody has any concerns, any questions on the emailing part? I will give you 10 more seconds. Then we'll start with a new topic. Okay, people, we may have to stretch the session today a little bit, maybe up to 10 to 15 minutes. So at the maximum, we'll try to wind up by 5:15. So this is just a heads up to everyone that you may have to give me additional 15 minutes today, because we are running little late, not very much late. Just that because we are switching between graphical to command, command to graphical. So that is the only reason. Okay. So the next topic that we are going to speak about is the fates. So what are fates? What are fates? Goods and cargoes. Fates. Fares. Fates. Cost of ticket. Price of ticket. Price. Ticket price. No problem. Good, at least you have clarified it, George. So I don't know how many of them are there who have not clarified these things. Okay. So when it comes to fates in Amadeus, okay, in Amadeus, you can check fates in two ways. Fates can be checked in two ways. What are those two ways? What are those two ways? The first way is we can check it with the itinerary. We can check it with the itinerary. Fatima is already typing the commands as well. Okay. Fatima and everyone, just a heads up. Please do not type any pricing commands in the chat. Please do not type any pricing commands in the chat. And unless and until I ask you a question, please do not type anything in the chat box. I want everybody to focus only on my screen because this is very important. I don't want people to divert, people to lose attention, people to lose the focus. Okay. So in immediates, we can check fares in two ways. One with itinerary. What is the meaning of that? That means we will need to the availability. We will need to sell the seats. Then we'll use the pricing entries to check the fares. What is the other option? What is the other option? We can also check the fares without itinerary. So without itinerary means do we need to sell any seats? Do we need to do any availability? We can do the fare code display, which is your FQD entry to check fares. So these are the two ways that we can check the fares in fares in images with itinerary or without itinerary. So first, let us go ahead and learn how do I check the fares with itinerary. So for that, let us go ahead and build one itinerary. So let us say passenger traveling on the 25th of July, Bengaluru to Singapore on Singapore Airlines, 2 seats in Nancy class. Coming back on the 30th July, Singapore to Bengaluru on Singapore Airlines, 2 seats in Nancy class. So is my itinerary ready? So I want to check the fare with itinerary. So I did the availability, I sold the seats, and now I'll be using the pricing entries to check the fares. So the first pricing entry that we are going to learn is FXX. What is this pricing entry? So this pricing entry is going to display the fare in the booked class. That means I have booked the passenger in N class. So this particular command is going to display me the fare in the N class if the airline has published the fare. Okay. So this command is not going to change your classes. It is going to display the fare in the booking class which I have made. So let us go ahead and check about this pricing. So I've executed this command and I get the fare on my screen. How many fares do people see on my screen? How many fares do people see on my screen? There is only one fare on my screen. And the fare is about 35,771. There is only one line number. And this line number contains fare basis. What is fare basis? What is fare basis? Fare basis is a alphanumeric code governing the fare and fare conditions. And the first letter of the fare basis is booking class. So fare basis, what is it? N15II-RB1 in this example. What is it? It is the alphanumeric code which is governing the fare, and this fare is governed with the fare conditions which are available in this fare basis code. And the first letter of the fare basis code in this example is N. That means N is the booking class, the class of the booking. Then, is there any discount applicable on this fare? Is there any discount applicable on this fare? Is there anything written under the discount? So discount is blank because there is no child discount, there is no infant discount. So there is no discount applicable. So DISC means discount. What is PTC? What is PTC? Passenger type code. So by default, passenger type code 1 is your one adult passenger. So how many seats did we make this booking for? How many seats did we sell here? Did we sell 1 seat? Did we sell 2 seats? In this example, we sold 2 seats, TK2 or HK2. This is what you will see. So we have sold 2 seats. So the fare is only for one adult passenger. fares are always displayed in Amadeus for one adult passenger unless and until you have added the names. Unless and until we have added the names, the fare is displayed only for one adult passenger. Okay. Then you have the fare part. Fare, how much is the fare? 35,771. And this is the total fare for one adult passenger. Or is this for two passengers or one passenger? Is this for one passenger or two passengers? This is for one adult passenger. How do you know this is total fare? How do you know this is total fare? On the top, you see a indicator T. You see a indicator T. T stands for are taxes included in this fare. And below that, you see Y. Yes, this fare is inclusive of taxes. So I'm speaking about this indicator T, and we are speaking about this indicator 1. Yes, this is the round trip fare. And then you have the message column. Message column, it is blank. Message column is showing blank. That means this is a valid and guaranteed fare. Otherwise, sometimes you may see RB, that stands for reservation booking code. That means the class of the booking is incorrect. So sometimes you may see RB, that means the class of the booking is incorrect. And if the airline is participating in the fare families, okay, if the airline is participating in the fare families, you may see some commands related to the fare families. That means if you want to see the details about these fares, then you have to use this follow-up command, or you want to upsell the fare of 35,771, you can upsell it by using this follow-up command. And Singapore Airlines is participating in the fare families. So that's why the name of this fare family is Y class value fare. Y class value fare. So they are branding the fares under fare families. So that is applicable only if the airline is participating in the fare families. Clear? Anybody has any questions on this display so far? How can we see allowed baggage with this command? Okay, we'll see that part, Krupa. Allow me to complete. So, Jairaj, airlines brand their fares. Airlines brand their fares. So, they brand one fare with 3 different names, and they give 3 different types of fares. Yes, you can also see this in the graphical interface, Avani. Okay. So, in N class, they may have 3 different fares, one a value fare, one an economy fare, one a flexible fare. So the value fare may be having a value like the changes are permitted. There could be a special fare in N class only where changes are not permitted. There could be a flexible fare in N class where changes are permitted with a lesser amount. So they brand their fares and give that under the fare families. So now somebody is asking, how do I see the breakdown? So when we speak about the cost of the ticket, when we speak about the cost of the ticket, we say the cost of the ticket in this example is 35,771. So what are the components of the ticket? What are the components of the fare? What all things are present in this fare of 35,771? What amounts are present here? So what do you think is, what are the different components that are available in the fare? So there is a base fare plus taxes, correct? So if you want to see the fare breakdown, you will have to do a follow-up entry, which is FQQ followed by line number 1. So display the fare breakdown for fare in line 1. So this is going to display you the itinerary. This is going to display you the baggage. This is going to display you the base fare. This is going to display you the taxes. This is going to display you the total fare, and this is also going to display you the fare linear. So I want to know how much is the base fare, what are the taxes. I want to know how much is the baggage, how much is the, what are the other taxes. I want to know what is the fare calculation line. So for that, I will need to use the follow-up command FQQ followed by the fare in line number 1. So FQQ, I have one fare on my screen. So I'll go ahead and check with this. So now tell me if you are able to see the baggage. So Krupa, how much is the baggage allowance for this trip? So Krupa is present in the session, or Krupa is only present in the session to answer the questions or ask questions but not the answers. Huh? So the baggage allowance is 25 and there is nothing written. So that means it is 25 kg. What is the base fare on this ticket, or what is the base fare on this price of the ticket? So here we have some terms here. So this is your itinerary part, passenger traveling from Bengaluru, Singapore back to Bengaluru, flight number, booking class, ticketing class, departure date, departure time, inbound arrival date, departure time for the inbound flight, fare basis code, and then you have NVB, NVA. And very important first is about last ticketing date. This is called your fare time limit. So we have two time limits. One is the PNR time limit, one is the fare time limit. And out of these two, the most restricted is applicable. Okay, like for example, if you create this PNR, okay, PNR time limit is 27th of June. Fare time limit, what is fare time limit in this example? It is 25 of July. Which time limit are we telling our passenger? Which time limit are we supposed to tell our passenger? So 25 July 25, or we are telling 27 June 25. Which time limit are we telling our passenger? So we inform the most restricted one. We inform the most restricted one. Because yes, the fare is valid till 25th of July, but if your PNR will be cancelled on 27th of June, your PNR will be cancelled on 27th of June if you don't issue the tickets. So whatever time limit you are comparing with PNR time limit or fare time limit, whichever is the restricted one, we will inform the most restricted one. Okay. Then what else we have? We have NVB, which stands for not valid before. We have NVA, which stands for not valid after. What are these terms? What is another name for not valid before? Not valid before means minimum stay condition. And not valid after is your maximum stay condition. And 25 is your pre-checked baggage allowance is 25 kg, or in certain cases you may see one piece, which means one piece not more than 23 kg as per IATA standards or as per airline policy, whichever is restricted. Then we see INR 25,300. What is this called? This is your base fare. What is 1734? This is your airline surcharge. Then you have 1770 IN. So this is tax. Then you have 6967 XT. What is this 6967 XT? Is it a tax? Is it a tax? So XT is the extended taxes. So this field can only show up to 3 taxes. If there are only 3 taxes on an item, it will show only the 3 taxes. If there are more than 3 taxes, from third tax onwards, it is going to group those taxes together and it is going to total that amount and give the name as XT, which stands for extra taxes or extended taxes. So XT is not a tax. So the breakdown of the XT is given on the right hand side, which is K3. So the next tax is 1352 K3. This is a tax. Then, okay, let me write it in this order. 1228 P2. Again, this is a tax. Then you have 727 L7. Again, this is a tax. And then you have 539 OP. This is a tax. And then finally we have 3121 SG. This is also a tax. So basically we have one base fare, which is 25,300. Then you have one tax, second tax, third tax, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So we have one base fare and 7 taxes all in all. And the group, so this is the tax group, which is grouped together and given the name as XT. So if you add all these taxes, the total will come to 6967 and the name is given as XT. Clear, people understood how to read the base fare, how to read the taxes? Anybody has any doubts on reading the base fare? Anybody has any doubts on reading the taxes?
Sir, I have a question. On the extended tax, there are many taxes mentioned, sir. What are these taxes for, sir?
So where is it mentioned under XT? So you are speaking
Extend
about these
tax.
taxes? Are you
Yes,
speaking
yes,
about
yes.
this? We'll come to that
Yeah, yeah.
part. My
Okay.
question was, did you understand how to read the taxes? I did not go
Got it.
take you through these taxes.
Okay, got it.
So now when you are working in the travel industry, you should be aware about certain taxes, especially in the Indian market. When you are working in the Indian market or when you are working in the travel industry, you will need to be aware about certain tax codes. So the most commonly tax codes in Indian market that you will see is YQ tax, which is your airline fuel surcharge. That means this amount which is charged to the passenger goes to straight away to the airline. And then there is one more tax, which is YR tax, which is again your, if the meals are chargeable, it will be displayed in the fare list. So if the meals are chargeable or if there are any chargeable meals, you will have to price the service and you will get the fare in the display only. So meals is nothing but it is a part of the services. So we are not doing services pricing, we are doing the itinerary pricing. Okay, Ompreet? So once again, I request you to focus on the topic that we are discussing, people. Please do not think about anything else. Again, I will only request you people, please think on what we are discussing here. Don't discuss, don't focus on anything else outside. Thank you. So the second tax is YR tax, which is your airline surcharge. And this also is going to into the airline's ticket. And the third tax, which you should be aware about as a travel agent, is the K3 tax. And anybody knows what is K3 tax? Anybody knows what is K3 tax? K3 tax is your goods and services tax. And the calculation of the K3 tax is based on base fare plus YQ plus YR is equal to total multiplied by 5 divided by 100 for economy class. So in this example, my base fare is, how much is my base fare? 25,300. Is there a YQ tax? No. Is there a YR tax? Yes. So the total becomes 25,300, 1734. 25,300, 1734 becomes 2734. So 2734 is my total. 27,034 percentage 5 for economy gives me K3. So can somebody calculate how much is 5% of 27,034? You should be getting 1,352 rupees. So 1351.7 rounded off to the nearest zero. Will it give you 1352, Gyanadeep? So that's why 1352 is captured in the system. What is that 10K? Okay. Clear, people understood these three taxes? So you as a travel agent, you should be aware about these three basic taxes. So the GST varies from cabin to cabin. So for economy, generally it is 5%. And for premium classes, like for first class, business class, it is 12%. So the calculation changes when it comes to the other. Now this itinerary involves two countries. This itinerary involves two countries. What are these two countries? What are these two countries? India and Singapore, correct? So the other taxes that you see on my screen, like the P2 tax, L7 tax, IN tax, OP tax. So these are the taxes of those respective countries. These are the taxes of those respective countries. And if you want to if you are interested to know what is this tax, why is this tax, how is the calculation done, then you can go and read the tax pages for India, which is FQN tax/IN. And you see the IN tax. Why is IN tax collected in India? IN tax of 1770 is collected. Why is it collected? It's collected towards the Union User Development Fee for departures and arrivals. What is K3 tax? We already discussed about K3 tax. K3 tax is your GST tax. Then you have the P2 tax. Then you have the P2 tax. So if you move down, you will find what is P2 tax. So P2 tax is about aviation security. Okay, so we identified IN tax, we identified K3 tax, we identified P2 tax. Then what are the other taxes? L7 OPSG. So these are the taxes which are associated to Singapore. And if I want to check the taxes of Singapore, what will I replace? What will I replace? Instead of IN, I will write SG. Instead of IN, I will replace it with SG. SG is the two-letter code for Singapore. So once I do that, I will get the taxes related to Singapore. So here you will find the L7 tax. You will find the OP tax. You will find the SG tax. Clear, people understood this part? Display the fare breakdown. Okay. So then we use FQN tax/IN to check taxes applicable for India, FQN tax/SG to check taxes applicable for Singapore. Then the most important line, what is this line called? What is this line called? This line is called as the fare calculation, linear fare ladder. So how is the fare calculation line read? You see the date. What is this date? This is the departure date. Passenger is traveling on 25 July. So the fare calculation line gives you the departure date 25. Then it gives you passenger is traveling from Bengaluru to Singapore. So I'm just copying that line as it is. Passenger is traveling from Bengaluru on Singapore Airlines going to Singapore, and while going, he is paying you 149.35. And he is coming back from Singapore. He is coming back on Singapore Airlines. He's coming back to Bengaluru, and while coming back again, he's paying 149.35. So what is this 149.35? Is it in INR? Is it in Singapore dollars? Is it in Australian dollars? What currency is this? So these amounts in the fair calculation line are in NUC. They are not in INR. They are not in Singapore dollars. They are in NUC. And NUC stands for Neutral Unit of Construction. And the total NUC gives you how much? If you add both of them together, it gives you 297.70. 298.70. So this is your total NUC, which is multiplied with IATA rate of exchange. So you have till here, it is the end of the fair calculation line. So this is the end of the fair calculation line. This amount is which decimal are we speaking about? Yes, it is a 2-letter. Yes, it should be in decimals, or it will be in decimals. And what is the rate of exchange calculated today? So as per today, the rate of exchange is 84.695115. So you will get the base fare. So base fare is equal to total NUC multiplied with IATA rate of exchange, which is 298.70 multiplied by 84.695115, which gives you 25,300. This is how your base fare is calculated. Clear, people understood this part? Anybody has any questions on reading the fare breakdown? Okay. So when we started this example, we have sold the 2 seats for the passenger, and your passenger now says, you know what? One passenger is adult, one passenger is child. One passenger is adult, one passenger is child. So FXX is going to give you the fare for adult passenger. How do I check it for child passenger or infant passenger? So we'll go ahead and use FXX/RCH. So display fare in booked class for child passenger. Display fare in booked class for infant passenger. Display fare for all passengers in a single entry. So this command, the last command, is going to display it for all the passengers in the booked class. Adult, child, and infant. So let us go ahead and try this and check the result. FXX/RADT. We have not yet added the names. Okay, so that is the reason we are defining the codes here. If you would have added the names, there is no need to use these codes. Okay, Tanvir. So currently I have not added the names. So passenger says, first you give me the fare. First you give me the fare. Why are you interested in knowing the name? You give me the fare for child, you give me the fare for infant, you give me the fare for adult. Then if I'm interested, then I will give you the name. Then you can go ahead and create the PN. Okay. So now do you people see the fares for all the passenger types? Adult passenger is 35,771. Child passenger type is 29,130. Infant passenger type is 2657. And under the discount column, now you see that there is a child discount for this fare and there is an infant discount for the fare in line number 3. Now, if you want to know the additional passenger type codes, so like what is CH, what is IN, like that, there could be other passenger types like we have seaman fares, we have student fares. So anybody knows what is the code for student, what is the code for seaman? So if at all you want to know those codes, you can refer to the help page, which is hepdc.85. Nothing comes for free, Ompreet. He is paying 10% of the base fare, or some airlines take it as per their policy. So nothing is free in this world. Everything is charged. So if you use heptc.85, you will get all the 3-letter PTC codes for adult, child, infant, seaman, students. Everything will be available in this passenger code tag list. Now, when we speak about, okay, let me ignore this and let us go to next exam. So let us build another itinerary 25th of August. Let us travel from Hyderabad to LHR on British Airways. And let us go ahead and sell one seat in K class. And coming back on the 30th of August, LHR to Hyderabad on British Airways. And I'm going to sell one seat in Nancy class. So I've taken the lowest classes that are available, or hopefully N class is available. Let us see. N class is not available, it says. So let me try the entry again. Let us go ahead and sell it in S class. Okay. So I'm coming to the second example here, which is to check these fares. So how do I check the fare in the booked class? I want to check the fare in the classes that I have made the booking. And what pricing command did we learn so far? So I will go ahead and use the father X-ray entry to check the fare in the book. So I will go ahead and use FXX, and I am getting 4 different fields. I'm getting 4 different fields. So earlier for Singapore Airlines, I got only one fare, but for British Airways, I'm getting 4 different fares in the same class of. So I have a cheapest fare of 1,03,611, and the highest fare for these classes are 1,12,500. So what is the difference in these fares? So the fare in line number 4, the fare in line number 4 is cheapest, but what is not there in fare in line number 4? There is no baggage. What about fare in line number 3? What about fare in line number 3? Baggage is there for the outbound, but there is no baggage for the inbound. What about the fare in line number 2? Fare in line number 2 has the baggage. Baggage is available for both. So that's why you see the fare in line number. So depending on the requirement of your passengers, you can go ahead and choose. However, there is an option if you want to see the fares only with baggage. However, there is an option for you to see the fares only with baggage. And how will you do that? We'll use fxx/sbf. So this command, what is fxx for? Display the fare in booked class. So this is what we have been writing. And I added SBF, so with baggage. SBF means you can add /SBF to see the fare with baggage. So let us go ahead and check if I get the fares with baggage. So I'll do it here in this window. So I will do fxx/SBF. So I'm getting the fare with baggage. Line number 3 and 4 are the fares 1,09,911. These are the fares with baggage. So this is with baggage, and it is giving me a fare family of economy select and baggage, and economy select and baggage for the fairing line number 1. So all these fares are with baggage. All these fares are with baggage on the right hand side. Yes, all these fares on the right hand side are with baggage. Now, whenever we are giving the fares to the passengers, what is the requirement of the fares? What is the most type of requirement when we speak about the fares? Everybody is looking for what kind of fares? Lowest. And if you want to check the lowest fare in Amadeus, okay, you will have to use the command FXR. FXR is the best by entry. It is called as the best by entry. FXR will display the lowest available fare after reading. So I booked the passenger in the K class, I booked the passenger in the S class. So if there is any fare lesser than this, okay, it is going to display me that fare. If there is any fare which is not there in this, but in some other class, there is a possibility of your classes getting green. So yes, I have made the lowest classes, but I don't know, I'm not sure if I booked the lowest classes. So let us go ahead and check if there is any cheaper fare than the classes that I am told. So I will go ahead and use the FXR command to check the cheapest fare. So it says there is no rebooking required. Why there is no rebooking required? Because I have selected the cheapest classes which are available. So hence there is no rebooking required. So it is giving me a base fare of 50,265, total fare of 1,03,611. And we have a YQ tax, we have a YR tax, and then rest of the taxes are available here. So this is the cheapest fare. But is there a disadvantage with this fare? But is there a disadvantage with this fare? Very good, Satvik. Yes, there is a disadvantage because there is no baggage. So what will be the cheapest fare with baggage then? What will be the cheapest fare with baggage then? How can I get the cheapest fare with baggage? Fantastic. Very good, Satvik. Very good, Joyraj. So you can go ahead and add FXR with SBF. So now is this the cheapest fare with baggage? So yes, you can get the cheapest fare with baggage. So display the lowest available fare. Then, okay, but I wanted it with baggage. Now we are telling the passenger about this fare. For 100 passenger, we are giving this fare. So after giving the fare, my passenger says, okay, fine, this is a good fare. Please go ahead and create the booking. But telling the fare is sufficient for your passengers. Just informing the fare is enough for your passengers. Do you need to inform anything else or just informing the fare is sufficient? What else do you need to inform? Yeah, timing part I already informed. I informed the baggage, I informed the itinerary. Itinerary part, my passenger gave me this itinerary, so I booked this itinerary. And now I'm giving him the fare, I'm telling the baggage. So apart from this, what else needs to be informed? Very good. We need to inform the fare conditions. So will I get the time limit, Avani, now? Will I get the time limit right away, Rakesh? We'll need to inform the fare court notes. We'll need to inform the penalty conditions, the fare conditions. So the fare conditions are called as fare court notes. FQN. How many fares did I get after using FXR? How many fares did I get after using FXR? Did I get one fare or two fare on my screen, Tanvir? I received only one fare here. I received only one fare. After using FXR/SBF, I got only one fare. So FQN1 followed by star PE. So this command is going to show you the fare court notes for fare 1. Display, star means display. Penalty, that is PE paragraph. Now this fare has how many fare components? This fair has got how many fair components? This fair has got two fair components, kilo class, sugar class. This fair has got two fair components. So you need to check the conditions for both. You need to check the fair conditions for both. So I will go ahead and check FQN1 star PE. So it is going to display me the fair component number 1. And what is my fair component 1? It is kilo class. So I will tell the cancellation rule. And what is the cancellation rule? What is the cancellation rule? Are you sure? Are you people sure? It is 7,000 plus per fair component. And how many components are we speaking about? How many components are there here? There are two fair components. So this is the first fair component is 7,000. And whatever is the charge in the second fair component, which is available in 20 pages, I will have to check the second fair component. So cancellation charges are 7,000 plus whatever is the charge for the second fair component, I will add that and tell it will be 7,000 plus the second fair component cancellation charge plus applicable GST. Krupa, no. In this example, no. In this example for British Airways, no. Because British Airways cancellation fee is per fare component. If you look at other conditions, other airline conditions, they are different. So British Airways is little different. So that is the reason I have taken this example. Okay. So later on, I will do another example. We'll see that part. Okay. So this is how you read the fare condition. So if you want to do a shortcut, if you want to check both the components simultaneously, then you can go ahead and use FQN1-1 star PE. So this is going to give you fare port notes for fare 1, component 1, and then this is going to display the penalty pattern. So if I use the second command, it is only going to display me kilo class, nothing else. So now if you see, the number of pages would be reduced. I have only 11 pages because I'm looking only for kilo class component. And if I want to check the second fare component, I will go ahead and change 1-2. And this is my second fare component, which is sugar class. And what is the cancellation charge for the second fare component? For sugar class, it is 7,000. So per fare component means kilo class 7,000, sugar class 7,000, 7 plus 7,000, 14,000 plus applicable GST. So British Airways is one airline which charges the cancellation fee per fare component. So if at all in future you handle the British Airways, you have to be extra cautious. So 1-2 star PE, this is going to give you the same response, but this is for your second fare component. So just informing the fare is not sufficient. We also need to inform the fare port notes and sometimes the cancellation fees. Okay. Sometimes the cancellation fee or change fee is in different currency. Will be in USD. Example, $100 or USD 100. So in those cases, we will have to convert it using the fare port converter. It is convert $100 to INR. So if the fare conditions are mentioned with the amount in dollars, then you will use 100 USD to INR. So this is how you convert $100 to INR. Clear, people understood this example so far? Okay. Now let us go to some other itinerary. So let us go now on the 25th of July. Let us travel from Mumbai. Let us go to Sydney. Let us travel on Malaysian Airlines. So SS1, M1, and then coming back on the 30th of July, Sydney coming to Mumbai on Malaysian Airlines. And let us go ahead and sell the seats. Okay. Avni, let us first finish the entire topics because we have done only one pricing entry or two pricing entries. There are about 4 to 5 pricing entries. So first, let us finish what we are supposed to learn here. Then only the graphical part becomes very easy for you to understand. Okay. So looks like I do not have any flights on that day. So I'm changing it to the next day. And let us check it for the next day. So I want to check the cheapest fare. I want to check the cheapest available fare. What pricing command will I use? Will I use FXX or will I use FXR? I will go ahead and use the FXR entry. So FXR entry is going to give me the itinerary in the classes. So I booked the passenger in S class. Even though the lower class was available, I wasn't sure if I get the seat. So I booked it in S class, which you are not supposed to do. So the cheapest fare is available in Oscar class. So the system has automatically rebooked to the Oscar class. What is the total fare for this trip? What is the total fare for this trip? The total fare for this trip is 91,370. So my passenger, because the classes are changed, I booked the passenger in S class. The class is changed. That's why there is a star. Okay, Tanvir. So I tell this fare to the passenger, and my passenger is okay with this fare. I will need to tell the fare conditions. How do I check the fare conditions for this itinerary? How do I check the fare conditions for this itinerary? So I'll go and use FQN1 star PE. Changes 2500. Changes 2500. Then move down. Cancellations. Cancellation charge. How much is the cancellation charge? 5,000 rupees. Is it written per fare component? Is it written per fare component anywhere? No. For this example, 5,000 is for M class. So I will check Oscar class also. So if I move down, I will come to know about Oscar class also. So our Oscar class also says 5,000. So how much is the cancellation fee for this entire ticket? Is it 5,000 plus 5,000 or only 5,000? Why Satvik 10,000? Why Vineet 1,000? Why Satvik 10,000? Is it written anywhere about fare component for this example? Why Vineet 1,000 plus tax? From where did you get 1,000? So for this example, the cancellation fee is 5,000. So I will tell my passenger about the change fee. I will tell my passenger about the cancellation charges. If my passenger agrees, I will go ahead and complete the PNR by adding the passenger name, adding the agency details, by adding the ticketing agreement, arrangement, receiving the PNR and saving the PNR. So I can complete the PNR in a one single line by adding all the information together. So I booked the itinerary, I gave the passenger the cheapest fare, I told the passenger the fare conditions, my passenger agreed. So I'm completing the PNR with the 5 mandatory elements to complete the PNR.
Sorry to interrupt you, Vinod. Hello.
Mhm.
I just in what situation we will charge GST? Like here, it is nowhere mentioned that we have to charge the taxes.
So, so the GST is applicable in Indian market for the journey beginning in India.
Okay, so whatever ticket we are reissuing in Indian market, we have to apply the GST, right?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
No? So this is the complete end-to-end process of PNR creation. So first you build the itinerary, give the fare to your passenger. If your passenger is okay with the fare, inform the fare conditions to your passenger. And if your passenger is okay with the fare as well as the fare conditions, then go ahead and create the PNR and then proceed further. So on day 2, that is yesterday, we learned how to create the PNR. Today, also we learned how to create a PNR, but after giving the fare and after giving the fare conditions. But the fare what we have given to our passenger, do you people see that fare anywhere on the screen? The fare that we have given to our passenger, do you people see that fare anywhere on the screen? No, you do not see that fare anywhere on the screen or in the PNR because the FXX entry or FXR entry will not store the fare or create the TST. It stands for transitional stored ticket. The PNR is saved, Tanvir, but the fare is not saved. The PNR is saved, but the fare is not saved. And in order to save the fare, in order to create the TST, you will have to use a different pricing command, which is FXP for the X-ray filter. So FXP is the command which is going to display the fare in booked class. So it works on the same lines like your FXX entry. For FXX also, I wrote the same definition. For FXX also, I wrote the same definition. For FXP also, the definition remains the same, but it will also create the fields. Go and use FXP, and once I use the FXP command, I get the same information what I have told my passenger. And if I come back to the face of the PNR, now do you see anything, a new indicator on the PNR? That's what I've been doing, Yandeep. Do you see any new indicators on the header of the PNR? What is that indicator? I am speaking about the header. So in header, before using FXP, I had only RLR. But now after using FXP, I have TST. And TST stands for transitional store ticket. And how will I display it? I will display it with TQT or TQT/T1 is to display the TST. Yes, you can create the TST manually as well, but you will have to be responsibly creating that. Otherwise, you will be ending up getting a love letter, which is called as ADL. But you need to have a reason why you want to create the TST manually. Okay, so display. Clear, people understood how to create the TST, how to display the TST. So it's 5:15. Let us stop here. And let me share the notes for what